Hello everybody, welcome back to another Mystic Islands video. Today you see ALARIA TCG on the screen, so we are doing a collaboration with ALARIA TCG. We're going to be doing Centronium Knight, that's his card right there, and we're going to be remaking this card. I already sketched it out somewhat already, just so that I didn't waste your time. It takes me a long time to sketch them out originally. And I actually wasn't going to speed art this, and I just decided to. So if this speed art's not too great, it's because it's my first time trying a speed art. But thank you guys so much for watching anyway. I really appreciate it. I wanted to make it as similar to the original as possible, but also being different and maybe add a little bit of a touch that would tie into my new set, which is Set 2, War of the Amulet. So you can call it WOTA for short, W-O-T-A if you wanted to. But yeah, War of the Amulet is the new set coming out from Mystic Islands. Hopefully by right before Christmas, it should be coming out. So towards the end of November, that's what I'm shooting for. Depending on when I get the cards done, though, that really depends on everything. That's basically, you know, the main goal here. I have college coming up, so going back to college, so I will not have as much time to work on the cards, I don't think. I'm going to have to focus on the education, of course. That's very important for my life going forward. But this is definitely still a huge passion of mine, and I'm not going to be quitting or anything like that. So you guys can definitely stick around. I'm going to try my best for sure to manage doing cards and doing school and working. So we're going to do that. So yeah, Set 2 should be coming out. Hopefully I can release it the next few months, as I said, and I'm pretty excited for it. It's going to be a lot of cards that are going to change the game in a positive way, hopefully. A lot of cool ideas. I gotta show you guys some of the new cards that I've came up with recently. I showed you 5 of them in a previous video, but I got a few, obviously a lot more to show you. It's going to be an 80 card set for Set 2. Yeah, that's pretty sweet. So back on topic, ALARIA. This card right here is his Centronium Knight, and I was trying to figure out one card of his that would fit very well in the Mystic Islands universe. And Centronium Knight, I mean, I have a royalty faction, so obviously that was a great fit right there. I could have also done Merc Scout, I believe, but I'm not sure if that's a goblin or not. So I figured I would just go with Centronium Knight because he was a very cool looking creature. So definitely wanted to throw him in my set and give royalty a little bit more love in Set 2. There's been a few complaints against royalty, I guess, recently, because they primarily do health gain and they do have counters, but it takes a lot of other cards to set up. So hopefully Set 2 will fix some of those issues, but they have been fairly competitive from what I've seen. So also I want to say a big shout out to ALARIA, of course, for doing my Grunt Goblin. I think his is called Goblin Grunt, so basically Grunt Goblin in the ALARIA TCG universe, which is very cool. It's the first time I've ever done a crossover or anything like that, so I think I'm going to be trying to do one with some more creators coming up. We just got to set some things up and do things like that. Also, big announcement. I think this is just a good time to get a bunch of announcements out. I have Mystic Islands on untap.in, so that is available right there free. So I also have a Discord, which I don't know if I don't think I'll put it at the end of this video yet. It's not set up completely yet, but I will be having a video based on that Discord soon. So that's going to be for Mystic Islands, you know, the community of Mystic Islands. So you can definitely join that in the future if you wanted to. That way I'm going to have little chat rooms and things like that so you guys can play on Untap and have a good time. And also I'll be there answering any questions you guys have. I'm going to be having the rules up on there. Speaking of, I've been creating the rule book, which I probably should have done a while ago, but I honestly was just too excited to pump out Set 1 and get Set 2 started. So I'm going to be doing that in the background, I guess. So we're going to try to get that done for Set 2 as well. Should be done by then. It's going to be maybe a vague rule book. It's not going to be the most detailed thing, but it's definitely going to give you the basis of the rules for sure. Any weird rules I will have either on my website or on the Discord. Also, I've been getting a lot of support on Instagram lately, so thank you guys so much for that. I really appreciate it. I love posting on there. It's cool to just see a little collection of cards, artwork, packs, things like that, and then you guys support on there all the time. Yeah, big shout out to Skyscape TCG. He's been posting a lot of my posts on his Instagram story, so I really appreciate that, spreading my account basically out. So that's really cool. We've also been selling a decent amount of packs on the Game Crafter, which I really appreciate it. The set 2 packs are going to be out hopefully very soon. I'm very excited for those. I got to show you guys some more features for set 2. We're going to be adding 2 additional things to creature cards in set 2, a species and a role text, I guess. So those are going to be coming into play in the future. And speaking of the future of Mystic Islands, we have to talk about set rotation. I'll probably make a full video on this, but basically all it is instead of rotating every set, so essentially set 2 is now the new set, set 1 won't be useful anymore. We're not doing that, just because that's no fun if all your old cards are unplayable. But yeah, essentially what we're going to do, we're going to do a cross between that and a cross between what I believe Yu-Gi-Oh does, where Yu-Gi-Oh has every card is legal, no matter what, unless they're banned, obviously, but from any set they are legal. So what we're doing is the 3 most recent sets are the legal sets for Standard, and that way I can control kind of if there was any bad cards in the sets previous, they'll eventually just phase out in the next 3 sets, which will be good for the game in general. But also I'm going to have a format where all cards are allowed, banned and unbanned as well, so kind of 2 formats like that. So all cards would be available to you from all sets, so that would be really nice as well. I'm also thinking about a format where you can add any amount of factions in your deck, because right now you can only have 2 factions in your deck. That's for balancing. It needs to be done because there's no way for people not to just make the best top tier deck unless people mix factions, so therefore their decks will be missing a little bit of specific things, so they just don't have completely overpowered decks. But there are definitely decks right now that are top tier, but they're very competitive, and it's basically not a guaranteed win, so you really got to try for that win, which is really nice. That's what I like to see. So anyway, right here we're coming along pretty nicely. I decided his Centronium Knight had a lot of blue and red, and I figured, hey, might as well mix it up in here too. I don't have a lot of knights that are blue and red yet in the game, so I don't think I have any actually. So we're going to do that, and we added gold on this guy just to make him look a little bit more pristine right here. And in his hand, as you can see his sword, of course, but right behind my hand, which of course you can't see right now, he is holding an amulet. Now this amulet, of course, the set is called War of the Amulet. This is one of the amulets that you can collect in the set. And yeah, we're not going to say what it is yet. You'll figure it out later. I'll actually probably make a callback for that in the future. But essentially, that's pretty cool. So what I decided to do for his design here is I want him to hold a sword, and he's got his amulet, so he's the one holding the amulet at the time of this, so that's going to go into the lore eventually once I release all that. And I do have a pretty expansive lore on Mystic Island so far. I just haven't gotten around to actually making a lore video on it yet, but that is what it is. I decided to, on his helmet, put crosses on the very top just to give him a little bit of a cool factor, I guess. Makes him look a little bit tougher, a little bit more rugged, and then he's got the lines on the side of his helmet as well to help him breathe, and it makes him just look a little bit cooler as well. So yeah, if you guys have been supporting the channel, I really do appreciate it. As you guys do know, I have merchandise. I don't know if I made a specific video on that yet. I probably should. Probably will very soon, along with a gameplay video and one showing off my website as well. But I do have merchandise now. You can get socks, t-shirts, sweatshirts. You can get a little pouch to maybe hold your dice. You can get a glass thermos. There's a lot of cool things you can get on there. I'm going to be trying to add posters and stuff like that with all the cards on them. It's just a little bit tough to do right now with the software I have, but I'm definitely going to be trying to do that. So yeah, overall, I'm just very, very happy with how set 2 is coming along so far. I think it's going to be a great addition to the game so far, so it's just going to be a great addition to set 1, and it's really going to improve a lot of gameplay, I believe. And there's going to be a lot of cool features. So like, for example, royalty gains a lot of counters and things like that, so a lot of +1 attack, +1 defense counters on their creatures. And in the game right now, as far as set 1, Islands Collide, there is no way to get rid of counters. Set 2 is going to introduce a card that will be able to, so that's going to help with balancing for sure. Because if you just have a bunch of counters, like 4 attack, 4 defense, with like 6 counters on them, if you somehow pull that off anyway, it's going to cost you. But yeah, if you somehow pull that off, there's just no way to actually get the counters off. You'd have to somehow remove that creature, get a creature bigger to kill it. So that's going to be tough. I'm also coming up with new overtime rules. So there's a very, very slim chance that you tie at the very end of the game. But if you do, I'm trying to come up with a fun way to end the game that's fair. Right now it's just a dice roll, which is not very fun at all. I mean, if you lose off a dice roll, you're not going to be happy. So I'm coming up, that's just temporary for right now until I come up with some cool overtime rules, but that's not too important at the moment since it hasn't even happened to me in playtesting yet. So but anyway, also I wanted to bring up the fact that if you're watching this far, thank you so much. You're a true fan. So right here, Centronium Knight, that's how he came out right here. I gave him glowing eyes. I'm not sure if I like it or not, but I think it'll grow on me. It costs 3 attack, 3 defense. When casted, choose one. Give target creature +1/+1 this round. Roll a 6-sided die. If you roll a 6, give this creature +2/+2 until death. That second one, if you're lucky, could be very, very good. But the odds you get it are 1 out of 6, so got to get lucky for that. And also, the first one is good just if you want a guaranteed +1/+1 on a creature, one of your creatures this round. But you got to be careful, because if you don't have any other creatures, and you choose to use that ability, well, I mean, you could always put it on Centronium Knight, but he's going to be tapped the turn he comes out. So you might have to put it on an opponent's creature, which you don't want to buff their creature for the turn. That's just something you don't want to do, obviously. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Thank you again to ALARIA TCG, and I'm sorry for this video being a little bit delayed. Had a lot of things going on right now, a lot of things on my plate I got to take care of, but set 2 is in the works, and I appreciate everyone hitting me up and talking about the game, supporting the game, subscribing, buying cards and merchandise. I really appreciate all you guys. I'm going to see you guys in the next one. Peace out.